The abandoned wing, St. Mary's Hospital, stood as a towering monument of healing in the small town of Oakwood. However, nestled within its bustling corridors lay secrets darker than any illness it aimed to cure. Among these was the tale of the abandoned wing. It was a chilly autumn evening when a sudden outbreak of a highly contagious virus prompted the hospital to initiate a lockdown. Patients and staff alike were sealed within the confines of the building, the air thick with fear and uncertainty. As the night deepened, whispers began to circulate about a section of the hospital long forgotten by time. The abandoned wing, once a bustling hive of activity, now lay dormant, its halls haunted by the echoes of the past. Despite warnings from hospital administration, a group of brave souls ventured into the depths of the abandoned wing, determined to uncover its secrets. What they found chilled them to the core. The air within the wing was heavy with the stench of decay, the walls adorned with peeling paint and faded memories. As they delved deeper, they stumbled upon rows of empty beds, their rusted frames a stark reminder of lives lost and forgotten. It was then that they heard it, a faint scratching emanating from the darkness beyond. Heart pounding, they followed the sound, their footsteps echoing like a death knell in the silent halls. At the end of a long corridor, they found a door sealed shut with heavy chains, its surface marred by claw marks, as if something or someone had desperately tried to escape. With trembling hands, they broke the chains and threw open the door, revealing a room bathed in darkness. And there, huddled in the corner, was a figure clad in tattered hospital scrubs, its eyes vacant and devoid of life. To this day, the abandoned wing remains sealed off from the rest of the hospital, its secrets buried beneath layers of dust and regret. The Haunting of Ward 13. Ward 13 had always been a place of mystery within St. Agnes Hospital, its doors sealed shut to all but the most desperate of cases. Rumours swirled among the staff about the horrors that lay within its confines, whispered tales of experiments gone awry and patients driven mad by unseen forces. During a particularly violent storm, the hospital was plunged into darkness as the power flickered and died. Panic swept through the corridors as patients and staff alike huddled together, their fear palpable in the air. It was then that the haunting of Ward 13 began. From the depths of the abandoned ward came the sound of scratching, like nails on a chalkboard, echoing through the halls with an otherworldly intensity. Those who dared to approach reported feeling a sense of dread, unlike anything they had ever experienced, as if the very air itself had turned toxic. As the night wore on, the scratching grew louder, joined by the anguished cries of the forgotten souls trapped within Ward 13's walls. Desperate to escape the growing horror, the hospital staff attempted to break down the sealed doors, but to no avail. When dawn finally broke and the lockdown was lifted, Ward 13 remained as impenetrable as ever, its secrets buried beneath layers of dust and decay. To this day, the haunting of Ward 13 serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within the heart of St. Agnes Hospital, a place where nightmares come to life and the line between the living and the dead is blurred beyond recognition. The Phantom Nurse. Among the many tales whispered in hushed tones by the hospital staff, none were as chilling as that of the Phantom Nurse. During a routine lockdown, Nurse Emily Parker found herself alone on the night shift. As she made her rounds, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end. In the dimly lit corridors, she caught glimpses of movement out of the corner of her eye, fleeting shadows darting just beyond her line of sight. Despite her rational mind's attempts to dismiss it as fatigue, Emily couldn't shake the feeling of unease that settled over her like a suffocating blanket. It was during her final rounds that Emily encountered the phantom nurse. Dressed in outdated uniform, her face obscured by shadows, the figure stood at the end of the hallway, beckoning Emily with a skeletal hand. Frozen in terror, Emily watched as the phantom nurse glided towards her, her footsteps soundless against the linoleum floor. With a guttural moan, the spectre reached out, its icy touch sending shivers down Emily's spine. In the days that followed, Emily resigned from her position at St. Agnes Hospital, unable to shake the memory of that fateful night. But to those who dare to linger in the empty corridors after dark, the phantom nurse still roams, a silent sentinel of the hospital's darkest secrets. The Whispering Walls. In the heart of the city stood St. Agnes Hospital, its towering structure looming over the surrounding buildings like a silent sentinel. Within its halls lay secrets buried deep within the recesses of its history. Among them was the tale of the Whispering Walls. Legend had it that during a particularly severe storm, the hospital was forced into a lockdown. Patients and staff alike found themselves confined within its walls, the howling wind outside mirroring the unease that settled within. As the night wore on, whispers began to echo through the corridors, soft and barely audible at first. Some dismissed them as the product of overactive imaginations, but others swore they could hear distinct voices pleading for release from unseen depths. Those brave enough to investigate found themselves drawn to a particular section of the hospital where the whispers seemed to converge. It was said that the walls themselves breathed, exhaling secrets long forgotten by the living. To this day, visitors to St. Agnes Hospital claim to hear the faint whispers of the past, a haunting reminder of the night the walls came alive.